Yes, yes, yes. We're back, guys. We are back. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Guys, as you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to Cal Culture Radio. Hakeem Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like? What is cracking like?
Oh, happy days, happy days.
Hey, and it is a happy day. Happy Wednesday to the people that's watching. Happy days to Hakeem and Ronnie. We about to get it in. So it's a happy Wednesday. So let's go, let's get it. Let's get it.
like like always, shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Now, moving along to sports. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of sports news, big dog?
Let's get into it. So NFL training camp has come back. NFL games will be right around the corner in a month from now. But the NFL's training camp starts to begin. But with some things, with some teams, like some big names, a couple, well, literally two names, which is Terry McLaurin for the Washington Commanders, and also Trey Henderson for the Cincinnati Bengals. They did not attend training camp. The reason is why, because they want a new contract. Usually, when team members like a Terry McLaurin, who wants a new deal because he did produce last year, and also Trey Henderson, who is an edge rusher for the Cincinnati Bengals. The last two seasons he has produced over 17 and a half sacks, and he's been the sack leader, for the Cincinnati Bengals. But the thing is, they will not, he wants the contract and not give it to him. And so with Trey Henderson and Terry McLaurin, they will not. That, like I said, and this usually goes out like this. Usually they would sit out until the GM or the owner starts get a new deal done. Now this could hurt for both teams that they both not or not be able to play. But I want to start with you, Rodney. Who needs which team needs their play a little bit more? Is it Trey Henderson from the Cincinnati Bengals, or is it Terry McLaurin from the Washington the Washington Commanders?
The Washington Commanders on Terry McCoy. Because Terry McCoy, he normally average about what, like close to 70 yards a game. I think he average when it comes to touchdown, he normally get like one or two touchdowns a game. Depends on who he's playing. I know he tend to struggle every time he plays against Detroit. But however, when it comes to things like that, they need to find a deal. Because remember, keeping in mind too, they also got now Debo Samuel over there in the Washington Commanders. So I think he want to play alongside with him. So therefore, they need to come up with an agreement very very quickly, or somebody else is going to snatch him up very very quickly. Like remember, because Chargers right now they need a receiver. Who also needs a receiver too, and I think Houston too needs a receiver too as well. That's also great teams right now are searching for a receiver. So if they're not going to get them, they're going if the Commanders not going to sign them up. Them teams gonna they're gonna grab him. They're gonna grab him because he's still a power player right now. Now when it comes to what's his name, who's the other one? Oh, when it comes to Henderson, my thing with when it comes to him is even though yeah he did a credible job with the Cincinnati Bengals, average about what close to like 2 sacks a game. To me, his time is about to get ready to run out, so I think they might not sign him. They might try to get a younger player because a lot of college students that are on rookie contract gonna play in the preseason. They might outshine his position. So let's see how that turn around. Go ahead, Hakeem. Your thoughts.
Thank you, brother. And brother, you spoke so eloquently. I'm just gonna piggyback behind you. So losing him would be a terrible thing. Terry McLaurin records is like 13 touchdowns, 2024, and he had 1,000 yards he averaged. It's a 13.4%. So I'm looking at this like they need to get the deal on the table, even though when his career high is 38 touchdowns. So this is a person like you say, Chargers could snag him. I'm well enough see the New York Jets or maybe trying to offer to get him with stats like that. I said Terry Henderson, you spoke well, a little bit older. I do think they need more younger guys, and they can be able to get it popping.
When it comes to Trey Henderson for the Cincinnati Bengals, as we are, a lot of people don't know, when it comes to Cincinnati Bengals organizations, there's what's it called a cheap type of franchise, meaning it's like if your players play well. They paid Joe Burrow and they paid T. Higgins and also paid Jamar Chase this year. But the thing is, of them being so cheap, they don't like to sign a lot of people that produce well for their organization. Because Trey Henderson, like I said, the last 2 seasons, he averaged 17 and a half sacks a season, which last 2 years he led the NFL. And he's seen, Miles Garrett getting money. You see T.J. Watt is getting money. You see, what's his name from Oakland, the edge rusher for Oakland. They see that they get paid almost between 35 to 40 mil. Trey Henderson, even though he's a little bit older, he wants a little piece of that because after that is they're gonna sign the next two pass rushers they're gonna sign is Eddie and Hutchinson for the Lions. He's due for the contract, and then also oh boy, the Michael Parsons for the Dallas Cowboys. They say he might get 50 million a year when it comes to him being the next edge rusher to get paid. So when it comes to Trey Henderson, he has reported to him. I figured that Cincinnati might put it out in the market again. See, they might trade for him, put him in a Super Bowl team. I think Cincinnati should do that to get more draft picks and players. When it comes to Terry McLaurin, it's real simple. If I'm Jay Daniels, I'll go to the GM and coach myself and say, hey, you know, I mean, without my rookie year, without Terry McLaurin, my rookie year would have been this great. We were all the way to the NFC Championship games with the Philadelphia Eagles. So Terry McLaurin, he is a big playmaker, and they need to sign him. To me, I think he want to get like the top five receiver money, like between 35 to 40 mil. But you can get him at least between 30 to 35 mil in that top 10 range. I think that'll be a good thing to get Terry McCall that type of money because if you give him a 3 or 4 year deal, average between 30 to 33 million a game for his stats like that, I think the Washington Commanders should do that for him.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, shout out to Christopher J. That's in the building. Hey, Christopher J, guys. If you don't know, a great
What's
content
good,
creator,
family?
my name Christopher J is one of the best, man. Especially when you do content about wrestling. I'll be tuning in. And also shout out to Brown Legend from he's from Russia with love. Shout out to him.
Russell with
And
love.
also shout out to
Shout out to
and also
Russia.
he's from Russia. And then I got shout out to the lovely Shiny Baby is also in the building watching us right now on TikTok. She always giving us love, gifted. She does her thing, man. Shout out to her. And once again, happy birthday week. Happy birthday week. Shout out to also Chocolate Earth, who's also in the building as well. You already know Facebook, Instagram,
Chocolate
King,
Earth, how you doing, baby?
X. Peace and blessings to you, Chocolate Earth. You already know all you guys. Bingo Live, TikTok. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Moving along to money. You already know money make the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
Let's really talk about the stock market. Before the 6 months before January and everything, was Trump was putting the tariffs and everything. A lot of the media predicted since Trump have tariffs so high that the stock market will crash. Which 6 months later we haven't seen anything like that. So we're gonna look at Charles Payne from Fox News. He kind of talks about how the media kind of put puppeteers, how they scares people on since the terrorism is going up, it's going to be like a big market crash, but it hasn't been. A lot of people made money from the stock market and also from crypto. So go ahead, I can play the clip of Charles Payne. He's going to break it down a little bit, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Charles Payne. This is Making Money. All right, so the fire sale is over. Long live the fire sale. Over the weekend, Axios published an article about the record trading revenue that these major Wall Street banks made amid chaos of tariffs. Now, let's be honest, right? It was disdain for Trump upsetting the apple cart, right? The status quo that brought the promise of doom and gloom from unlikely bedfellows. I mean, everyone from the Wall Street Journal to the CNN, Wall Street Journal opinion page to CNN all said it's going to be doom and gloom. The breathless fear-mongering from the media, by the way, including Axios, which reported on overnight economic chaos. Listen, there's a distinct difference between economic chaos and stock market or financial market chaos. Two different things. Although it's easier to quantify the impact of tariffs than it was for, let's say, COVID. I mean, we know which percentage of our imports are our GDP and all of that. Didn't matter. We knew it was easier than understanding COVID. It was easier than the global financial crisis. It was easier than 9/11. And yet the uncertainty for tariffs spiked to something we've never seen before. I got to be honest. I firmly believe that those pulling the strings were kind of hoping for a stock market crash that could have triggered an economic crash. Meanwhile, global fund managers, they sold all of their stock. Look at that. You remember that. They never skedaddled that quickly in their lives. But I tell you what, hedge funds did the one better. Hedge funds put on their greatest short position ever, right? They bet against America. They bet for the demise of America. Now, in that regard, this episode reminds me of Marcus Crassus, right? He rose to power in ancient Rome through his real estate empire. But how did he get that empire? This is the intriguing part. Well, he gained it because he owned a private fire department, the fire brigade. He owned it. So he would show up on the scene of a fire, or let's say a fire was moving to your house, and make you an offer, a lowball offer. And the longer you waited as a homeowner, the lower the offer got. Well, Wall Street smacked this market, panicked just like that.
Yeah, so there you have
President
it.
Trump securing,
as we see a stock market right now and also crypto market, everything's, it's doing pretty well right now. But it just shows, like, when it comes to media, when it comes to fear of the economy is going down, they might spur these fear mongering up. Hey, if this, everything's gonna be a big old crash and everybody be scared and fear for the economy might go down. So other than that, Ronnie, what's your take on what Charles Payne said?
No, I agree, and this is what happened when it came to aspect of the fear of mongering. A lot of people panicked when it came to the aspect of Donald Trump and these tariffs. People would withdrawing from their 401k. People were selling stocks. They don't know when it comes to aspect of times like that. That's when it's the best time to buy, not the best time to sell. You have to learn to not panic in the midst of the storm. You gotta just ride away to it. A lot of people sold their Bitcoin. Look what Bitcoin's up now. Close to 120,000, which is crazy. You have other companies like, you already know, like Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta. Of course, it's not financial advisor. I always speak with a financial advisor. Doing extremely well right now. Even Tesla doing extremely well during this time right now. And remember, this must be a time that we were dealing with these tariffs. So it just shows you that you got to be careful and not always listen to everything the media say, because they can also put you in a standstill. Go ahead, Akeem.
So it's a book I'm gonna recommend called The Wealth of Worlds. You go read it. It teach you about economics. This secure place, supply and demand. Things go up, things go down. The way this is playing, regardless if it goes up or down, you can benefit. Is how you position yourself in the business and just in the stock market. Just really that simple. A lot of fear mongering going on, and it hasn't, and we're still at an even pace. What's up, Waha? I'll land right there.
Yeah, and that's why it's very important, for people, to do their own research and learn more about the stock market and also learn more about crypto and everything, because, I'm, like I said, I've never been a big fan of watching the media explore stuff about stuff, because they have their own narrative to talk about what goes on to their network and everything. And that's why, as you get older, in your 20s and everything, you learn that, a lot of these television networks and everything, they usually have their own agenda to put out to make it work for people, either to make fear mongering, what we talk about, or make it makes, like I said, makes how people want to feel good, bad, whatever, anything like that. So But yeah, it's just very, very important to do your own research about your finances and everything. This like I said, if you want to stop hearing about these networks, talk about how bad the economy is going to be when it comes to, that the president is doing good, tariffs, anything like that. It's just very, very important to learn about doing your own research, and then after that, you can get what you can do. Because for me, when it comes to anything, anything bad financially, economic, and everything, I make sure that if you do my own research, make sure me and my family is good.
Down there, but shout out to White High, who's also in the building. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, move it along. Hip hop. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. I like hip hop because of how I came in. Hip hop be doing what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip hop news.
Let's
I
get
like hip
into
hop.
it. Let's talk about 50 Cent and Rick Ross. So 50 Cent, he's always trolling somebody, especially Rick Ross. So he had found a video clip, I think, of Rick Ross. I think he was in Miami on his yacht. And then he saw that he was hugging on an alleged man in a way, just hugging him and everything. Wow. I guess it was a person was recording him, and then he posted on his IG, and then it went viral. And then Rick Ross, he made a little response against 50 Cent. So go ahead, Akeem, play the clip, and after that, play Rick Ross's clip. So I don't know if you guys can see. There was a fan was passing by his yacht, and you can see that Rick Ross.
Curtis.
No, not that one. Not that
You're
one.
so
I can't.
infatuated with my lifestyle.
I think the one with the Rick Ross. I don't know that one. Did he see? Did people see it? I don't think people can see it. Did y'all see it?
I don't know if people can see it. If not,
I
Oh yeah,
had
there
played
you
it.
go.
I
Yeah,
had
now you
played
can
it, but
see
I
it.
muted it because there's music on it.
Yeah. No. Now people can see it. You can see it right there. Yeah, there it is.
oh, I'm sorry.
Now go ahead. You do. Now you go back to Rick Ross. Is it Rick Ross veneers, man? Them things are crazy, man.
Curtis. You're so infatuated with my lifestyle. You see me out on the yacht with a black, beautiful woman. And I hope you don't have anything against black, beautiful women, Curtis. I mean, what are you insinuating here? I mean, and we know you just had your heart shattered when you found out what we found out. We all found out together. And we know that's the mother of your youngest son, little Bruce Leroy. Man, but you got to give a beautiful black woman an opportunity, Curtis. We know you may have been hurt. You're a hurt hoe, but get over it, man. Enjoy a glass of fine bubbles and move on in life. Be happy.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
yo, that's Jasmine Hendricks. She's a model.
Okay.
The one that he's hugged up on a boat. I had to zoom in on it. That's Jasmine. She's a famous model. She's tall, skinny, and bad.
It's just no, but look, now that what that how did they beef transpire? I simply forgot the situation between Rick Ross and 50. It's because of his baby mama. Something happened. Why are they beefing so hard like that? They've been beefing for a while now.
It's been going all the way since this was about 15 years ago when I got they said something that 50 Cent allegedly put out Rick Ross's baby mother having was I think it was like a little sex tape.
Mm-hmm.
This was years
Wow.
ago.
That's why. Cause I was like, what's going on with that? I thought. Cause I was like 50 Cent be trolling. At first he was trolling P Diddy, and now he got his season. He go at P Diddy, done with P Diddy. Then he goes back. Then he go to Little Meech, and then he goes back to Rick Ross again. He always gotta make fun of Rick Ross. But it's just some beefs they just won't let go. I don't understand why them two just don't let that thing go. Go ahead, I can.
So I remember when this beef started, man. It's hilarious then. It's hilarious now. As long as it don't end up in the streets, we can enjoy it. Thank you, hip hop.
Yeah, I feel you, Hakeem. These fellas are way too old to be, really beefing and taking to the streets and everything, or that type of things like that. But I don't think 50 just saw something. He put it out immediately. Look at this man, which is he thought it was a man, but it was a woman, like you said. Hakeem was a model and everything. So I don't think this is not going to stop. I think this beef going to last for life, like how this 50 and Ja Rule and everything. That beef, I think this beef will never die. But this is good, funny humor and everything. From 50, and 50 always going to find something to get at Rick Ross. If even if he gets something into very legal stuff, you got to take him to court. Sue Rick Ross, and Rick Ross do something to 50 Cent and everything. So. Yeah, man, this is for the 50 Cent do with 50 Cent things. Yeah, 50 Cent, he tried that. He really did try that.
He did. All right.
Yeah, my bad. Family members in the building. Like you already know, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Go ahead. You already know it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday evening. You already know it's a lot of trending topic this evening. So Jordan, let's move it along to the first one. What's going on with Uber? What's happening over there in Uber world?
Yeah, so Uber came out this morning today about a new feature they're gonna have with their rides. So when it comes to when they request their Uber, instead of it'll be a man or a woman and everything. Uber has this something too. When a woman requests a Uber X or anything like that, it's going to pull more woman preferences because I don't know if it was testing everything, but they want to make sure that woman feels comfortable drives with woman drivers instead of driving with man drivers. So it
I
starts in a
love that
month from now.
idea. Yes,
We're gonna start seeing this coming up. But other than that, Hakeem played the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
I love that.
This is a game changer.
It is.
With women drivers. Uber announced a new feature today that allows women riders to request to be paired with women drivers. The new tool will begin piloting next month here in the U.S. Women drivers can also set their preference to drive other women. The company says there is no guarantee the app can always honor the request, but that the goal is to give women more choice, control, and comfort when using Uber. Carl, I'll send it back to you. Uber announced.
Yep. So like woman said, it's gonna start next month, and we might see it come up some more. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take?
I love that. I love that so much. Shout out to Ann that's right now watching us in the building, co-host of the Shy Shift, and she's in the building right now watching us on TikTok. This is a really, really like I can't say
Was
a
that
really
Ann?
good game changer due to the fact is a lot of women every time is in the middle of the night they feel very uncomfortable when it deals with the aspect of male driving the car because they never know what the man his intention might be. Now that there's been countless stories of how some male drivers that are Uber drivers tend to harass some of the women that come to the inside the car because the women tend to be drunk or sometimes not in their right mind. Therefore, now when women now be able to pair with other women, now they're gonna feel more safe because they know it's a woman and they don't have nothing to fear. Except that story that that one story that happened here in South Florida when that Uber driver went nuts with that lady, which she already got charged. She already done with her situation. But those cases are really, really kind of very, very small. So shout out to Uber for that great idea. That was a great idea. Go ahead, Akeem. Go ahead, Akeem. Go ahead.
Yeah, Hakeem, can you hear us?
For me, I think when you start to prioritize, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go
Yo,
ahead. I
can you
think
hear
you
me?
delayed. Go ahead. Yeah, we can hear you. Go
Yo,
ahead.
so when yeah, so when you start to prioritize women, you're gonna get a increase in ridership. This is a game changer. For women who did not want to do ride sharing, they're going to do it now. For women who, and this also would give an incentive for more women to drive for Uber, to say, hey, I could just pair myself up with another woman instead of driving men. Regardless if people see it as sexist, I see it as safety.
Yeah, and I also like the mood as well. You want your passengers to be as an Uber. You want your passengers to be as comfortable as ever, and starting this new future month. I think it definitely gives a boost when it comes to Uber and everything. Because if it works, you're gonna see other cars ride shares like a Lyft. If it works for Uber, I definitely see Lyft can do this as well and everything. So yeah, it's all about how to make your customers, your passengers as comfortable as possible. When it comes to women, if they feel more safe or feel more comfortable driving with other having a driver as a woman, hey, that's totally fine and everything. And I think it will definitely I kind of agree with Hakeem that it will definitely bring more women comes to Uber and everything because we want to, like I said, if you're a woman, you try to Uber first. You want to kind of test it with a woman first before you start getting comfortable driving man passengers. So yeah, I definitely like this move for Uber.
Shout out to Uber once again. That was a great, great idea. Hopefully, Lyft will do the same thing. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on and hit side. Remember to click all, because you never know when we go live. But we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Moving on to other trending news. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of the upcoming Olympics?
Yeah, so the next Olympics will be here in LA in 2028. U.S. Olympics has officially banned transgender women from competing in in women categories when it comes to women playing in the Olympics. So we do have a clip of Hakeem. Go ahead and play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up. Shout out to No Chase
That's in the building.
building.
Changed its eligibility rules on Monday, effectively barring transgender women from competing in Olympic women's sports. The change falls in line with an executive order enacted by President Trump in January. Let's bring in CBS News correspondent Elise Preston, who's going to break down all this for us and what this means as we look toward a Los Angeles Olympics just a few years down the line. Elise, give us some context about this move and what it could mean moving forward.
Well, Liz, the committee added to its athlete safety policy Monday a section that will ban transgender women from competing in women's sporting events. Now, the policy states, quote, the USOPC will continue to collaborate with various stakeholders to ensure that women have a fair and safe competition environment consistent with Executive Order 14201. Now, the rule doesn't mention transgender athletes explicitly, but it does reference compliance with the executive order signed by President Trump called, quote, Keeping Men Out of Women's Sports, which was also aimed at changing rules around athletes who are transgender. Now, the International Olympic Committee's framework from 2021 states the need to ensure everyone can practice sport in a safe, harassment-free environment that respects their needs and identities, but places the final authority for decisions on transgender athletes with the international and national sport governing bodies. Now, the U.S. amendment comes just months after a USOPC meeting in April where Chief Executive Sarah Hirschland said the committee had no plans to define eligibility criteria ahead of the 2028 LA Games. CBS has reached out for comment. Liz?
Elise Preston, live for us in Los Angeles. Thanks so much, Elise. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee changed.
Yep, so there you have it. The rules is in effect for the next Olympics is in LA 2028, and it has been a big talk about this when it comes to trans women competing in women's categories. So go ahead, Brody, man. What's your take on this?
I'm not gonna lie. Even though the LGBTQ community doesn't like Donald Trump, hates his guts right now because of all the stuff that he's trying to do, like banning them to participate in the Olympic Games. They do not like that. That community do not like it. However, I think this is a great idea because to me, it's unfair for men transition over to women to go into a woman's event and to conquer and win that event. It's not right for those women that work extremely hard to compete with one another, thinking they're gonna compete with another woman. So I don't have a problem with this. I think this is a great move. However, to me, the transgender community need to have their own Olympics or their own category so they can compete with one another. But to me, having a man over there competing in women competition is just crazy. Especially women's swimming competition. Come on, man, that's not right. It's not fair. Especially for those women that's working extremely hard to try to bring home a gold medal for their pretty much own country. Now, no changes say they say just trans women. I think it also include trans men as well. Well, I could be wrong though, but I think it also includes that. Go ahead, Akeem,
Yeah,
your thoughts.
I think he's banning all things trans. And if you want to read the good Bible, could you disagree with him? Like I know a lot of people might have their feelings, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just get you your own bathrooms. Let's just get you your own situation going. You know what I'm trying to say? Not everybody's supposed to live the way you're supposed to live. And I wouldn't want to force nobody. It's just the same way of forcing somebody to love black people. I don't want you to love black people. I want you to be who you want to be. If you want to be racist, be racist. You just can't come around me with that, though. So, I'm big on stuff like that, so I land right there.
Yeah, for me, I'm all about fairness. We compete in a man's sport, women's sport.
What's up,
We want
Eric
to give shout
Brown?
out to Eric Brown was in the building. Shout out to Day One Show as well. But yeah, when it comes to fairness, when it comes to competing, I am all about a man gets to play against a man, a woman gets to play against a woman. And like I said, with before that, everything, most people feel like a trans woman has more of the head of the game because they might still have testosterone in their body, which is not may not be completely eliminated from their body, and they might have a more of a lead when it comes to if it's running track, swimming, weightlifting, which women do in the Olympics as well, and they want to eliminate that. They want to keep the women compete against women and men can keep against men. If there's more trans people, um maybe have their own little categories. I could see that as well. They can compete for that, but to me, I'm still old school. I believe women need to compete in women, and men needs to be compete with men. And that's, to me, that's how you show, like I said, who's the best for the best when it comes to the male and female. So I kind of agree with this rule as well. I do agree with this rule.
Now that Bashata also Abi Wody that's also in the building. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Moving on to the main topic on today's show. Trump, and you already know, and the Epstein file once again. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, it seems the Jeffrey Epstein project will not go away because that's what Donald Trump wants him to go away. But according to the Wall Street Journal, I reported it today, that the Justice Department informed that Donald Trump that his name appears multiple times in the government files related to the convicted from Jeffrey Epstein's files. Wall Street Journal, they always had this report and everything, and when it comes to Donald Trump and everything, at first he said he was going to release the Epstein files, but according to the DOG, which is the Justice Department, I think it was talking about maybe a couple months ago, that they told Trump that he's in Epstein files. You know, Now we see that Trump, it's like it never existed, blaming Joe Biden and Barack Obama. And then also the other day we found that Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, Agent Eddie, has passed away as well. And the thing is, we're seeing a couple people who were close to this Epstein files, are passing away. So we do have a clip. Go ahead, I can't play the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and after that we're trying to do.
Street Journal is now reporting that Justice Department officials told President Trump in May that his name was among many names mentioned in the Epstein files. This is something the White House is now labeling as, quote, fake news, end quote. Our panel will be here to weigh in, but we do want to start with CNN Chief Legal Affairs correspondent Paula Reed. We also have our Chief Congressional Correspondent Manu Raju on Capitol Hill. Paula, I want to go first to you, and especially this Wall Street Journal headline, which is that the Justice Department told Trump in May that his name is among many in the Epstein files, that he was told at this meeting the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, some of the officials said. One of the officials familiar with the documents said that they contain hundreds of other names. We are in the course of reporting this out, obviously. But what else do we know? And it also comes in the context of these court decisions today.
Let's start with the Wall Street Journal reporting what we have not independently confirmed. We have received some statements from the Justice Department saying, quote, the DOJ and the FBI reviewed the Epstein files and reached the conclusion set out in the July 6th memo. Nothing in the files warranted further investigation or prosecution. We have filed a motion in court to unseal the underlying grand jury transcripts. We'll get to that in a second. As part of our routine briefing, we made the president aware of the findings. So in that statement from the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General, they are not directly addressing the most significant part of this, which is the reporting that Trump was told he was mentioned multiple times in these files. Now, there's also a statement from the FBI Director Kash Patel. It says the memo released on July 6 is consistent with a thorough review conducted by the FBI and DOJ. The criminal leakers and fake news media tries tirelessly to undermine President Trump with smears, lies, and this story is no different. I'm reading that because it suggested to me that the FBI director there is calling the story a lie, but that's not actually specifically what he's saying. And I think all of this is really important, Casey, because if we go back to the first Bondi-related Epstein controversy, you may remember she held an event to great fanfare at the White House where she handed out binders of what was promised to be new investigations. And a lot of MAGA-aligned influencers were very disappointed because most of what she handed out was already in the public record. But sources at that time told me a lot of the frustration from the White House with Bondi in that event was the fact that they didn't redact Trump's name, even though these were records that were already well known. They were flight logs. There was a lot of frustration around Bondi's handling of that incident. So it tracks with what the Wall Street Journal is reporting here, that they would be very sensitive about any mention of Trump's name in subsequent files. Now, you also asked about the potential release of grand jury information, because we know.
Yeah. Paula, let me pause you just 1 second there, because I do want to make sure that we get this White House statement on the record as we continue to talk about this. So here was White House Communications Director Stephen Chung responding to this. He says, quote, the fact is that the president kicked him, Epstein, out of his club for being a creep. This is nothing more than a continuation of the fake news stories concocted by the Democrats and liberal media, just like the Obama Russiagate scandal, which President Trump was right about. Of course, we're going to get to that later on in the show, because that's what they were trying to talk about from the podium today. But Paula, it's also worth noting, of course.
Yeah, so this has been, breaking news, and when it comes to Epstein files, a lot of MAGA groups are kind of stepping away from supporting Trump because of a lot of people think that Trump lied about the Epstein files, and trying to rest from people's minds that the Jeffrey Epstein file doesn't exist, which we have been knowing for years that this has been happening. But so I don't know what Trump's going to do next. But go ahead, Ronnie. Man, what's your take on that? Now we found out the DOJ has told Trump about his name is listed. What do you think Trump is going to do next?
Trump still stating it is fake news. He stands by it with all his heart, deep in his heart. It is fake news. But people already stated him and Jeffrey Epstein, they had a really, really good relationship. They were like best friend at one point before he passed. So it doesn't surprise nobody one bit. My thing is, to clear your name, just drop the file. Your name is on the file, so be it. You're still president. They're not gonna pitch you out of the House. You got majority. You got majority of the House. You got majority of the House, the Senate, and also the Supreme Court. So your whole presidency is already set. But everybody knew he was a part of the Epstein file. That didn't shock me one bit. My thing is, it's not going to be released due to the fact, like I keep stating on every time we talk about it, there are higher power elites that people do not want that type of information to be out. So they gave us Martin Luther King. That was a good gesture. We got you. But everybody want that Epstein file. And trust me, the liberal media ain't going to stop until those files are released. And I'm being honest, it's not going to be released. It's just not. Go ahead, Akim.
You're 100% right. I think we all had an idea about this, but we even know, I think we can go back a couple episodes ago. I said that they're not going to release the files. We talked about this because you want to know it's too damaging. There's a lot of deep pockets involved. Transparency, the American government don't know what transparency means. You know what I mean? When it comes to anything major, a lot of the stuff is spoon-fed. So this is what we expected. Long live America.
Like I said, I think I think we're gonna know more and more stuff. I think this stuff is spilling. I think we can see a lot more stuff spilling from the White House when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein's file. And I think we're just getting started. We're definitely just getting started. So Trump could deny all he wants and everything, but I feel like there's gonna be more stuff coming out little by little by little by little when it comes to the Epstein's files and everything. Because to me, I don't care. Trump can talk about whatever and everything, but it is not gonna go away of the Epstein files. Do I think it's gonna be released? No. But I just feel like, it's still going to be more leaks coming out the White House when it comes to these Epstein's files. So we found out, Trump's name is on there by the Justice Department. And can we find out more other people can go on there by somebody leaking it out? I think so. And like I said, I don't think we're done yet. I think we're going to hear some more stuff about the Epstein's files. Okay, little girl.
Now that, but why I say the Democratic Party could have released the file 4 years ago if they wanted it out. My point exactly. Now that, shout out to Stephanie Watkins right now watching us on TikTok. She say, drop those files. I'm saying the same thing. Drop them.
I'm with you. Drop the files.
Drop the files. Hey,
drop the files. That's what everybody's waiting for. Drop the file. But like I said, it's not gonna happen.
And the thing is, you see how they put the Martin Luther King out, and like I said, after that, it went quiet because we found out more information about the Epstein's files. So I think it's gonna be more coming, more leaks.
Everybody saying drop the file, and now that, shout out to Ann for the co-host of Shady TV. She say, hi everybody. Hey Ann, what's happening? Drop the files. Everybody should wear a t-shirt, drop the file. So that's why a lot of mega supporters are leaving, due to the fact is they say, hey Trump, you might as well spill the beans. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I went to one of his freak offs. You already in the White House. Drop it. Clear the air. I'm right with you, Stephanie Watkins. Clear the air. Clear it. Go ahead, Jordan. You was gonna say something before we move on.
No, I thought about something, but I was gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till more stuff come out. I'm gonna say.
Moving along to other trending news, Jordan. What's going on with DBG?
Yeah, so DBG went viral today. Basically, there was a trick. I think she's a streamer as well, and she talked about how you DDG, you cheat, but you're rich and everything. And saying that'll make sense and you see how DDG, even though he's rich, when it comes to money, he doesn't splurge like that. And what I mean by that is, listen to what he said. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
And I'm going home. I know. So I need my time's worth.
Get your Uber X back to the crib.
I'm good. Uber X, not even Black Truck.
Black Truck,
how you
like
rich and cheap? It don't make sense.
I'm not rich. That's all for the internet.
Right.
You broke as This is fake. Literally.
And I'm going home.
I know.
So I need my...
So as you can see, the girl was trying to deceive DDG with trick on her and everything. But when it comes to DDG, he's definitely not a trick. And a lot of women think, if you're a millionaire, you got the money, you should be tricking on the real easy. If you got it like that, you should be spending like that. But go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on DDG not falling for that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's a very wise and smart guy. Women leeches gonna come from all over the world because remember you're a huge content creator. You know you do music and not only that you dated Holly. You already know Holly Bell, so you're all over the social media. So everybody expects you to have money. So women gonna come from all over and leech off of you. But he was smart enough to catch it and play the game as the game should go. Like, hey, I'm good. I'm calling you an Uber X. I'm calling you a date. You're not gonna be riding on my nice Land Rover or Ferrari. It's not happening. I don't know you. I don't have no relationship with you. Peace out. Smart man. Go ahead, Akeem.
I don't give a chick enough to catch the bus. When I see the seam I'm leaving, bitch, you be hooked with now. That's why I keep my dude in my lot. Why you so hard on us? Why you scared of? Listen, DDG doing the right thing. Never give a chick money. If it's not your mama, your sisters, or your baby mama, never give a chick no money. Make them eat bubble gum. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Facts.
So, you know what I mean? Like, and the problem is we got a lot of these young guys tricking too much. They're tricking too much, man. So stay vigilant, brothers. I land there.
Absolutely, and the thing is, I feel like we see, especially in the athlete size, and we see these young basketball players and football players, they trick a lot, and we seen it on the social medias and everything. And also, some streamers they do the same thing, but you know, when it comes to big streamers like a DDG, a Casanat, our show Speed, and everything, you know, they deal with this all the time. You know, they can see, you know, what woman, you know, who want the cash or who woman that's real like that and everything. So, yeah, so. This stuff like this, like I said, if you're a big streamer, it's gonna come to you all the time. But you know, when it comes to DDG, you know, he's definitely smart with his money. You see, I'll be at Uber X and everything, which I think was okay. She talked about doing an Uber black truck and everything. I was like, no, for what? So that's he said that's expensive. That's $500. I'm trying to save some money.
Facts.
Even though he makes a lot of money, he still find a way to save money. You know, he don't be splurging like that. You know, if you're Uber X top, we see Uber X. If I'm doing like an Uber like something to celebrate my birthday or somebody else's birthday, but you know, Uber, like I said, a lot of Uber Black, Uber X, it's definitely expensive, especially from DDGs, and he ain't playing with that.
Now, remember, he do have a child. Remember, he got with Holly, so he got to make sure that child taken care of. And like on why I say that Shannon should wish he had the mindset not to date a hooker. Well, we saw what happened with Shannon Sharp. I mean, I'm starting to wake up with Shannon.
Why are you up the chain, man?
You know, bro say he dropped them. Oh, you were talking about the Epstein files.
Yeah,
exactly. He already dropped them files. I told you, everybody should have a T-shirt. Drop the files. Just go ahead and keep it moving. No change today. How does a broke person tell somebody that they have money, they are cheap instead of being grateful for a ride home because she did not have a car? You know, some people are, you know, they'll use you for what you can. Even if they know you got a good heart, they will use that. Trust me, they will use that. So that way you gotta be mindful, you gotta be careful when they come to aspect of, you know, giving to people. He did. At the end of the day, he was gonna give her an Uber. He was like, hey, I'll give you an Uber ride, but it ain't gonna be Uber X. Not happening. Moving along to other trending news. Of course, this is a very sensitive topic. Jordan, what's going on with the mother of a 7-year-old girl?
Yeah, so this just came out. This is coming for you guys in Florida, your neck of the woods, and Riviera Beach. A mother of a 7-year-old girl indicted for capital murder of stomping her daughter and stomping her so bad that her intestines got detached. That's tragic right there. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
PBF 25 News investigation. New documents revealing past reported incidents of abuse at the home of a 7-year-old girl investigators believe was killed by her own mother. Nikisha Williams is charged with murder for the death of her daughter, Nia Williams, back in April.
Reporter Rachel Perry has been going through the new documents and learned that there were efforts to keep Nia and her siblings out of that home.
According to court records and Nia's former caretakers, DCF had removed Nia and her siblings from their mother's home at least twice. But I'm told despite abuse allegations and hospital visits, both times their mother was able to regain custody. Summarized in dates and injuries is the medical history for
Now to a WPBS.
For Nia Williams, a 7-year-old girl with dreams of being a police officer one day. But in April, police say Nia died at the hospital from blunt force trauma to her abdomen. Her death was ruled a homicide, and her mother, Nakisha Williams, was arrested.
We reported injuries. We reported verbal abuse.
Rebecca Finley and Whitney Walker were given custody of Nia and her siblings in the years the Department of Children and Families removed them from their mother's care. Despite Nia being hospitalized for broken bones, burns, and a laceration to her head, Nakisha was able to get custody back of her children.
We always warn them, like, please get the kids before something happens, but we never thought it to be true. We never thought she would really do it. And she really did.
For Nia Williams, a 7-year-old girl, records show Nia's sister told police she saw her mother stomping on Nia's stomach, saying she would use a metal pipe, mop, belt, and heels to punish them. Police also interviewed Nia's teacher, who said she showed up in dirty clothes and had missed 50 days of school just this year. The Friday before her death, the teacher claims Nia couldn't keep her head up, she threw up, and was complaining of severe stomach pain. According to police, the school nurse said she couldn't examine Nia because her mother didn't sign a consent form. Nia died 3 days later.
If she's not coming around, if you're not seeing the children, something is wrong. If she's not coming to school, something is wrong.
Finley tells us she filed a report with DCF just weeks before Nia's death, telling them she feared for the children's safety, now saying she feels the system failed Nia. We reached out to DCF but have yet to hear back. I also asked the school district if the teacher or nurse had reported their concerns to police, but the district said they could not comment. We're going to keep record show Nia.
Yeah, man, and you can see it's been going all the way from 2021. This is some very tragic news to hear something like this. Go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take on this?
Yes, the system did for her because you have people sending reports say something's wrong. She's not fit to be a parent. CPS didn't do anything. The government didn't do anything. Now you just lost a beautiful 7-year-old black woman, black girl, who could have probably made a difference in the world. That when are we gonna change, people? For God's sakes, this is becoming worse and worse and worse and worse. And I keep telling people, we talk about this a lot. Even after the show, we talk about this a lot. Not everybody fit to be parents. I'm sorry, not everybody fit to be parents. No. And I understand, and I always tell, and some people say why people blame the man. The reason why they blame the man because the men tend to have children with these type of women. I don't get it. You gotta break this down to me, Jordan. Y'all gotta break it down to me because I don't get it. It's like we doing stories every day about somebody deleting a child now.
It's hard to even even comment on this because it's a baby, a defenseless baby. But it was lost at the hands of the mothers. We always hear stories of men unaliving children, but when it comes from the mom and you stomping her out like she's a full-grown woman, it hurts. We all want to be fathers one day. Jordan is a father to a little girl. So some people are just not fit to have children. People need to reassess these type of things. My biggest question, where's the father at? But I'm not going to blame this. I'm blaming somebody should have been calling police every single day to get them out. They tried. So this just hurts. We just need to reassess. And sometimes I'm going to tell people, you can't be scared to call DCF on somebody. You might be able to save the kid's life. Some of these people don't know what to do.
Preach.
Yeah, absolutely. And as me being a parent, hear something like this. Yeah, man, I don't get it myself, Ronnie. Some of these, parents, just don't just try to get the child away. You can't get to a family member, put it up in adoption or anything like that, because just to see stuff like that, and the doctor, the school nurse couldn't do examine her because of the consent and everything. And the nurse could have saved her life, but he couldn't because of the consent and everything. And I definitely understand the consent forms and everything as a parent, all that type of things. But Yeah, man, it's just like I said, when I look at people with kids and everything, I really look out. To me, being a parent and everything, I just look at small things and everything. If I can see small things, I'm like, okay, something's not right and everything. And then if it's something that people, if you see something's not right when it comes to the parent doing things to the child that you might think that's abnormal, it's definitely like call CPS, if you need to and have to, because you can save a child's life and everything, and I don't like to hear stuff like that when it comes to a child, a boy or a girl. I heard a story last week of a similar situation when it comes to I think it was like a 6 or 7 year old boy, and he got abused by his mom and everything. And his mom right now is she's doing, I think, almost like in prison and everything. So yeah, man, these stories really breaks my heart, and just to people that to see stuff like this, you can't get involved. You can call CPS and you can save a child's life.
And no chaser, he said, I keep hearing reports like this without the father in the household. The problem is, a lot of these women are having kids. They don't even know who the father is, and and that epidemic been going on for a very, very long time. That a lot of these black women don't know who these father is because they got secret past. They don't want to even disclose. Last topic on today's show. Jordan, what's going on with Fat Joe and Pepsi?
Yeah, so Fat Joe, he's on a podcast, and he said he has an addiction because of Pepsi so much that he said he drinks 40 diet Pepsis a day. He said, he can't stop, and I don't know if it's humanly possible, but that's what he said he does. So go ahead, I can't play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
I don't know how safe that is. I'm not a doctor. I don't give a fuck. I drink too many Diet Pepsis.
A lot.
You know what I'm saying? Very, very much. I got a problem. 30, 40 a day. Let me tell you something.
Damn.
If I went to the doctor, God forbid, and they told me, yo, you have a problem due to Diet Pepsi, I got to take the shit on the chin. I got to just be like, I knew I was just doing too much with them Diet Pepsi, right? So
Are you going to hit one when you leave the doctor?
I'm drinking it now immediately. They're not stopping me.
No, I'm
I was
talking about when
in
you go
jail
to the
with
doctor and
1,000
they tell
Diet
you that.
Pepsis. Imagine you in jail, you can't have nothing else, but Diet Pepsi's illegal. Holy shit. That's like you a cigarette. But then I had Diet Pepsi every sip. Oh yeah. Super Boricua. Niggas was throwing them shits down from all type of angles. And I don't know how safe that is. I'm not a doctor. I don't give a fuck. I drink too many Diet.
Oh my God.
Ronnie, is he telling the truth, or you think he's capping?
No, he's capping.
No,
Remember,
he's telling
40 cans of Diet. That's a lot of. That's a lot. And remember, you got to keep in mind the sugar they use is not regular sugar. Remember, they use I forgot what it was. What is a Splenda type of sugar? Like it's artificial type sugar. Like it's not like regular sugar. See, shout out to Coca-Cola. They're changing their. Now they're starting going back to cane sugar. So Diet Pepsi is the worst. Is the worst. I don't sponsor it, but sometimes you do want to hit a cold one. But that one right there, 40 a day.
He said sometimes you want to hit a cold one.
You know what I'm saying? A cold. I understand it's cold, and like why I say diabetes coming soon. He probably already got it.
He already got it.
He probably already got it. I'm just saying he probably do. I don't know. I'm just saying he probably already do. But that's a lot of Diet Pepsi. Go ahead, Hakeem.
Hey, I believe it because I've heard stories of Diet Pepsi being so addictive. And we all know soda in general, regardless if it's diet or anything carbonated, is not good for you. This is why when you see me, I got this right next to me. Or I'm eating popcorn. Or I'm just eating, like, nigga, I'm scared. So, like, I don't want no 40, you might as well call yourself a crackhead. 40 Diet Pepsi, you're a crackhead.
No, but it's an addiction.
No offense, Fat Joe.
I agree with you, Hakeem. I looked it up. You can drink 30 or 40 cans of Pepsi. I mean, Diet Pepsi. And it said it is physically possible, but your health you put your health into it's some nasty consequential type of things and everything. So, for Fat Joe, for his size and weight and everything, I think he does that and everything. I mean, I just think about drinking that much, man. It makes me. It's kind of make me want to express myself in a way, yo, because I know if I do that, I'm going straight to the hospital. You know, I can't believe that Fat Joe has been to the hospital yet. You know, when it comes to even though it's not sugar in there, but all the other sugars that's in there are still bad for you and everything, and it could definitely mess you up. So, Joe, you know, you just say you have a problem, man. So it's you got to stop it. Don't tell the doctor to stop it. You got to stop it. You don't got to wait for a doctor to tell you what to do. If you know you got a problem, what you say you do, stop it. Because end of the day, man, it's gonna in the long term, your health, man, it's gonna mess you up.
Now that, but the amount of sugar. Wow, his body.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do appreciate you guys. You guys don't understand how much that means to us, man. When you guys come in the chat, y'all comment, y'all talk, we engaging, we having fun, we're laughing, we're joking. That means a lot to us. Y'all guys making Chaos Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet. That's what I always say. Shout out to you, Why High, you know, No Chaser. All you guys, man. I'll be Wody, asking for the creator of Shiesty Avenger, you know, and all you guys, man, new subscribers, all you guys for always coming through, showing us a love, support. You know, Eric Brown, Bobby Bryant, Sherry Bryant. You know what I mean? Like the new, you know, we had a new subscriber, bro, Chocolate Earth, Christopher J. You know, legend. That was also in the building. You guys are really, really impacting Chaos Culture Radio, man. Especially when y'all go back and watch the replays, the shorts. Every time we drop a video, you guys show a lot of love, man, and it's gonna be greatly appreciated. Trust me, we're working hard because we show y'all because y'all showing us how much you guys love us and appreciate us, our hard work and our consistency. Because we're not gonna stop. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna make Chaos Culture Radio the biggest thing on the planet because you guys are making it possible for us to do so. Shout out to TikTok, shout out to Bingo Live, Rumble, X. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in. Kick, Twitch, even though it be 1 or 2 people watching us on Kick and Twitch. But hey, we appreciate that. You know what I mean? Because you know, Twitch and Kick is a big platform with a different type of creators, and you guys still come over there and just show love and support, man. We love that, man. That was that we love you guys, man. Y'all understand how much it means to us, man. Also, guys, so very important that you go to Chaos Culture Radio in the description where you can find the Chaos Culture Radio store, where we have the Chaos Culture Radio t-shirt, hat, coffee mug, you name it. It's all in the Chaos Culture Radio store, and also pinned on top of the chat as well. And also, guys, make sure you go to Chaos Culture Radio community post where we leave important information like your, you know, upcoming events or, you know, anything that comes on, like any form of achievement, you know, the downloads, like we read achievement when it came to aspect of the download, the viewership, everything, man. I was saying you guys are truly are amazing people, man. Like we really do greatly appreciate. Even though sometimes we don't agree on certain things, but you guys always come through and showing us love, man. And also check out Prince King, you know, new book Raising Kings, and also his other book, you know, Black Love, man. Thank you guys so much. And also his album too, that's out right now too, guys. Go ahead and check it out. Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio on this Wednesday evening. We over and out.
Peace.
Peace.